Okay, in the last lesson, we created the config trait for the system palette. And now we are going, let me just remove this because we have unused stuff over here, no problem. We are going to repeat the same steps, but here in the balances palette. So it's going to be really clear how to use a config instead of passing different types to the generics in the palette. So, okay, so again, this has only two types, but we are going to create a config for that. So the steps are described here in the lesson. So we define a config trait. So let's define the same way we define it here. We are going to define up here the account ID and the balance, because these are the only types that we need. I'm going to copy the restrictions and that's it. So now we have a config. We are not using it anymore, but now we are going to use the config here, down here in our palette. So T of type config, and then we use this way. So now our struct depends on this config. And the same goes here, palette T, and here T config. Okay, we don't need this anymore as we did in the last lesson. And now we will start to use the actual types that are inside our config. It's just a matter of adding this T, and we add it to all the methods, all the functions again, and here. Everything. And of course, now we need to create in our tests the implementation. So let's create a struct called test config, and then we will implement config for test config. In this case, account ID of type string and balance of type U128. Okay, and now I just put palette test config, super, and if I did not do anything wrong, okay, I need to do this here and also here and also here is already defined. I just need to change test config, and again test config over here. And if I did not do anything wrong, I need to change the main as well. So I need to implement again. Let's implement the balances config, and now we have only account ID and balance. We don't have event. It's just sometimes the AI. And here I just put runtime. And let's run our system. Everything is working. And if I test it, our test is passing. So pretty straightforward, the same way we did it. If you did not understand these steps, follow them again and again, because sometimes we need to repeat 3 or 4 times the same steps to understand what we are doing. So to understand, sometimes we need to experience the coding. So what you need to do is that you create a config with the types, and then you change these generics to receive the config as a parameter in the generics, and then you implement it and you use inside it all these things, and then you have a very simple coding with no code repetition. You just define the types in one place and you use them in many places. So before, remember, our types were hard-coded on each and every test here, and this is bad. Now we have only one definition of types for the whole test system, for the whole test case, suite case, and now you can use it all around. It's pretty simple, and you have a very elegant code right now.